Looking for an adventure that will get your heart racing and adrenaline pumping? Look no further than our latest video. We've put together a showcase of the top 6 cars that are like ticking time bombs on wheels. From the Ferrari 458 to the Bugatti Veyron, these machines are not for those who are faint of heart. With speeds that defy logic and horsepower that could launch you into outer space, these cars are sure to leave you feeling more alive than ever before. But don't forget to say your prayers before stepping on the gas pedal, because you'll need all the help you can get. Our video offers an up-close and personal look at the deadliest cars on the planet, with insider insights and hair-raising footage that will have you on the edge of your seat. But beware, once you witness the power of these death-defying machines, you'll never look at driving the same way again. So if you're ready for the ultimate thrill ride, buckle up tight and join us as we delve into the world of extreme speed and danger. But be warned, this video isn't for the faint of heart. Only the bravest should take on the challenge. Let's get started. Welcome to Gear Gossip. Let me spill the beans about these four-wheeled beasts called cars. They can be quite the troublemakers if you're not careful with them. It's like trying to tame a wild lion with no safety net. And if you add high speed to the mix, hold on tight, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Plus, some cars are delicate as a daisy, like a Fabergé egg on wheels. One slight misstep and they'll crumble like a cookie. It's like balancing a stack of cards on the nose of a seal. So be cautious out there on the roads and always buckle up and drive safely. Number 6, the Ferrari 458. Oh boy, the Ferrari 458, the car that screams, "I'm rich and I'm reckless." It's like the Italian stallion that looks so sexy but could lead you astray down a path of destruction. With a top speed of 202 miles per hour, it's like you're strapped to a rocket, headed straight for the sun. Better bring your sunscreen and a fire extinguisher, just in case. Now, before you start imagining yourself as Vin Diesel, let's talk about some of the car's updates. The Ferrari 458 Italia had a recall in 2010 because it had a design fault that could cause the car to catch fire. Ferrari recalled over 1,000 458 Italias to have replacement arch liners fitted at local dealers. The company fixed the issue by affixing the liners with mechanical devices, which is a fancy way of saying screws. Apparently, even Ferraris need screws sometimes. But that's not all. In 2021, Ferrari recalled several models, including the 458 Italia, due to brake failures. So before you take off like a rocket, make sure your brakes are in tip-top shape, unless you're feeling brave and want to see if you can stop the car with your feet like Fred Flintstone. Now, I'm not saying that driving the Ferrari 458 is like playing Russian roulette, but let's just say it's essential to approach it with caution. It's worth noting that Ferrari addressed the car's issues, but that doesn't mean you should go around driving it like a crazy person. This car needs a gentle touch, like a newborn baby or a delicate soufflé. So if you're feeling like a daredevil and want to take this beast for a spin, make sure you have proper training and experience. And please, for the love of everything holy, keep your eyes on the road and obey traffic laws. Because as sexy as the Ferrari 458 may be, it's not worth risking your life for. Unless you're a millionaire playboy with a death wish, then go ahead, live your best life. Number 5, the Koenigsegg CCX. The Koenigsegg CCX. The Swedish supercar that's so fast, it makes Usain Bolt look like a sloth on sedatives. This car is so powerful, it could probably outrun a rocket ship. But let's be real, unless you're a professional race car driver or a superhero, it's not the best option for your daily commute. Don't get me wrong, the Koenigsegg CCX is a real showstopper and could definitely earn you some serious street cred. But here's the thing, is it really worth risking your life just to impress your Instagram followers? Handling this car requires some serious skills, and if you're not up to the task, it could lead to some serious wipeouts. With a top speed of over 245 miles per hour and a 4.8-litre V8 engine that produces 806 horsepower, the Koenigsegg CCX is not for the faint of heart. It takes a lot of skill and experience to control at high speeds, and even then, it can be a real challenge. Plus, let's not forget about the cost. The Koenigsegg CCX is an extremely expensive car, and any damage caused by accidents can burn a hole in your wallet. And with only a few hundred units produced, It's a rare and exclusive car that's like a unicorn in the automotive world. So unless you're a professional driver or have a death wish, it's probably best to stick to a sensible car, like a Toyota Corolla. Sure, you might not turn as many heads, but at least you'll live to see another day. The Koenigsegg CCX is like playing Jenga with dynamite, and unless you have the skills and the nerve of steel, it's not worth the risk. So steer clear of this car unless you're willing to take on the challenge and train yourself to handle it safely. Number 4. The Shelby Cobra Super Snake. Well, looky here, it's the infamous Shelby Cobra Super Snake. This car is so fast it could make Usain Bolt look like he's standing still. You might as well strap yourself into a rocket ship and blast off to outer space. But hey, if you're feeling lucky, give it a go. Just make sure you have a life insurance policy and your loved ones know how to spend the payout. With a top speed of 170 miles per hour, you'll be lucky if you don't get pulled over by the police or sucked into a black hole. This car is like a tornado with wheels, leaving a trail of destruction in its path. It's like a wild animal. It's been let out of its cage, ready to pounce on anything in sight. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. If you're a skilled and experienced driver, you might just be able to tame this beast. Just make sure to wear your big boy or girl pants and buckle up for the ride of your life. And let's not forget that insane power-to-weight ratio, which puts most supercars to shame. The Super Snake is like a superhero with a superpower that nobody else can match. It's a real-life Iron Man suit that you can actually drive. So if you're looking for a car that will make you feel alive, then look no further than the Shelby Cobra Super Snake. Just remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Drive it like a pro and you'll be the king or queen of the road. Number 3. The Pagani Zonda. Oh boy, the Pagani Zonda, the Italian supermodel on wheels that could make even the toughest guys shed a tear. It's like taking your grandma's china collection on a spin down a bumpy road. One slip up and you'll be sweeping up the pieces. In fact, it's so delicate that if you stare at it too hard, it might just fall apart. It's like playing Jenga with a skyscraper, a thrilling rush until it all comes crashing down. This car is not for the faint of heart, folks. The speed and acceleration of the Pagani Zonda are enough to make a seasoned racer break a sweat.
Is that real sweat?
It's real sweat.
With a top speed of over 220 miles an hour and the ability to hit 60 miles an hour in just over 3 seconds, this car is like a bolt of lightning on 4 wheels. But the design of the Pagani Zonda is also what makes it dangerous. Its low ground clearance and stiff suspension can make it a bit of a handful on uneven roads. And its aerodynamic design can make it a bit wobbly at high speeds, especially when the winds pick up. Look, even Lewis Hamilton, the Formula 1 champ, called it the worst handling vehicle he's ever driven. So unless you're a millionaire with balls of steel, or a ninja-trained art handler with the steadiest of hands, it's probably best to stick to your trusty Toyota Camry. At least that won't shatter into a million pieces if you hit a pothole. Number 2. The Dodge Viper SRT10. Hey there folks, are you ready to talk about the legendary Dodge Viper SRT10? The car that's more dangerous than a live grenade? This bad boy is so powerful that it could probably tow a tank with ease. With a top speed of 202 miles per hour, you'll be lucky if you don't end up as a hood ornament. It's like driving a rocket with wheels, but instead of going to space, you'll be going straight to the hospital. Now, if you're feeling brave enough to take on the devil himself, go ahead and give this car a whirl. Just make sure you've got your will in order and spare a pair of underwear, because this car is like playing a game of chicken with a freight train, except the freight train is on fire and you're driving a tin can. It's like wrestling a bull, except the bull has a V10 engine, and the only thing wrestling is your survival instincts. This car is not for the faint-hearted or those with weak constitutions, so unless you've got a serious case of adrenaline addiction and a hefty insurance policy, I suggest leaving this car alone. But if you decide to take the plunge, just remember one thing: luck can be a fickle mistress. So hold on tight, kiss your loved ones goodbye, and pray to the car gods. You're going to need all the help you can get. One of the biggest reasons for the Viper's dangerous reputation is the lack of safety equipment. This car is all about raw power and torque, but it definitely could have used some built-in safety barriers. With over 600 horsepower under the hood and no electronic driver aids like traction control or stability control, inexperienced drivers better watch out. The Viper SRT10 is also rear-wheel drive, which can be more challenging to control in certain driving conditions. Its high-speed capabilities and aerodynamic design also mean that it's more challenging to handle at high speeds. Overall, the Dodge Viper SRT10 is a thrilling ride for those who dare to take it on. But it's not for the faint of heart. So buckle up and get ready for one wild ride. And finally, number 1, the Porsche Carrera GT. Have you heard of the Porsche Carrera GT? The car that Paul Walker died in. This car is no joke. It's so powerful it could give the Flash a run for his money. With a top speed of 208 miles per hour, you might as well be flying a fighter jet. This car is like a roller coaster on steroids, except instead of going up and down, you're going straight to the afterlife. Driving this car is like a high-stakes game of chicken with the Grim Reaper. And let me tell you, he's a pro behind the wheel of his fancy Porsche. Unless you've got nerves of steel and a stomach of iron, this ride might not be for you. If you're looking for an adrenaline-pumping thrill that'll leave you on the edge of your seat, then this is your car. But if you prefer to play it safe and make it home to your loved ones, you might want to steer clear. This vehicle is like a roller coaster on wheels, with the speedometer serving as the only indicator of how fast you're hurtling towards potential disaster. One thing's for sure though, you'll never know what's going to happen next when you're behind the wheel of this wild ride. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: safety, or the lack thereof. The Carrera GT is notoriously dangerous due to its immense power and lack of modern safety features. It's like trying to tame a wild beast. And don't even think about driving this car if you don't have the skills or experience to handle it. It's like trying to juggle chainsaws without any practice. In other words, not a good idea. But hey, let's not forget that this car is the ultimate Porsche supercar. It's a car built for car enthusiasts who love style, speed, and power. And who can blame them? This car is a beauty to behold. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. If you're behind the wheel of this bad boy, you better be ready to make conscious decisions while maneuvering. At high speeds, any car can be dangerous if the driver loses focus. So, my friends, proceed with caution and always keep safety in mind. Boom. These cars are bombs on wheels. They look and sound wicked, but can send you to an early grave. If you're not a daredevil, stick to a sensible ride. But if you're feeling gutsy, go for it. Just don't forget to say your prayers before you hit the gas pedal. Thanks for watching Gear Gossip. Stay safe out there, and remember, arriving alive is better than landing in a fancy coffin. Don't forget to subscribe.